Yeah, it don't like they ever gonna let this man Diddy out of jail. Maybe for good reason. I think he's been denied bail for like the fourth time. He keep trying. So basically, Thanksgiving he was locked up. They drop. I seen his menu too. Like they fed them like the Thanksgiving dinner for lunch, and then like dinner was like peanut butter and jelly or something. It was crazy. It was crazy. But anyway, they gonna talk about it on this news channel here live now. They talk about the actual legality of the whole scenario and all that. So let's get it. Y'all like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell.
Affairs journalist Megan Cuniff. Again, this was the big story. Diddy was staying behind bars for Thanksgiving. Of course, now we know that he is going to be behind bars until, at this point, until his trial date that happens in May of next year. I now want to bring Megan into the conversation. Thanks so much for being with us here on Live Now. Let's talk about this situation. We heard again in that story that the judge denied bail for the third time. What was the specific reasoning this time around? Of course, Diddy has been updating what he's proposing to those prosecutors in order to get bail.
It seems like it's the allegations of witness obstruction that really did him in. And then also some discrepancies from statements from his lawyers about the word legal that was written on notepads taken from his cell. The judge had actually cited misrepresentations from the lawyers about when the word legal appeared on those notepads. Because separately from this, he's trying to decide if those notepads constitute attorney-client privilege, if they're protected by attorney-client privilege. So having a misrepresentation, as the judge called it, from his lawyers did not bode well for just the judge trusting that he could release Diddy and have him comply with these conditions.
Very interesting, of course. And we do know that the judge, like you said, made this decision once again on the basis of witness tampering. But let's talk about the proposal. He mentioned 24-hour security and surveillance. This wasn't enough for the judge, seemingly, to not even think that he could be a flight risk as well. Do you think that that also had a portion of this decision to deny bail?
Yes, the original proposal, he wanted to stay at his mansion in Florida. And the judge said in the original hearing that that's out. So he went then.
Why? Why? Like, why? Why? Because the case is going to be like 2 years from now, right? So the case 2 years from now, if he pay y'all to get out of jail, why wouldn't y'all take it? He want to go home and just sit and be in like house arrest. Y'all said no, it's too cushy. Like, why not? Like, I'm kind of on that. Like, why? If you put him on surveillance for 24 hours a day, you still have complete view of it. He's paying for everything. Why wouldn't you do that? Y'all scared he gonna hurt somebody, or he gonna call? I guess the ability to call witnesses or have people call witnesses. He can do that now.
To a New York City apartment and was going to have the 24/7 security there. But the judge also did say something in his ruling about perhaps a two-class system for bail, making private prisons for people who can afford them. But he avoided making an analysis on that by just saying that in general, there were no conditions that could assure community safety and that Diddy would not be obstructing justice or interfering with witnesses, which is what they consider community.
I'm actually to say, I'm gonna go to Wisconsin, right? I got a cabin in Wisconsin. I'm gonna go out there. I just bought it yesterday. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know nobody out there. There's nothing out there for me to do. Should have came up with something crazy. Miami and New York is kind of like populated. I'm going to North Dakota.
Safety here.
I mean, this case just gets to be a bit more interesting as we're continuing to learn more. Where does Diddy go from here? Again, denied bail for the third time. Is this a good opportunity for him to sort of just start really focusing on that trial date?
I think he goes to the Second Circuit Court of Appeals. I am fully expecting there to be a bail appeal. I think it's unlikely that he's going to get one there, but I think the lawyers would say it's absolutely time to focus on the trial. But they do have an option of going to the Second Circuit, and they had actually filed something there a few weeks ago, but then they decided to actually have that held in abeyance and go to the district court again. So they've already set the process in play for going to the Second Circuit. So I would fully fully expect that. But then after that, he's pretty much at the end of the road, and I would expect full-time trial preparation from there on out.
Megan, what about a plea deal? Is that still maybe on the table for prosecutors and Diddy's lawyers to potentially work out?
I think it's always on the table.
Yeah.
I think it's unlikely we're going to see a plea here. I think his lawyers have guaranteed that this is going to go to trial. And just given the nature of his charges, what he's facing, I think we're definitely going to see a trial. But also, plea deals are possible until the very eve of trial, up actually through the trial until there's a verdict. So that's always a possibility. I don't think it's likely here.
All right, we do want to switch gears here. Thanks for that update there on Diddy. But of course, another big story that came out this week. I want to show you some video there that we have of music mogul Drake. Of course.
Whoa, 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 whoa! Why do you mention the Drizzy on the Diddy movie, on the Diddy video? No, 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 Drake, no, no, this is bad. This is bad. You should not be mentioning the same video as this nigga, man.
You probably know him, but there's been legal fallout over the Kendrick Lamar diss track, Not Like Us. So in this new court filing, Drake is claiming that Universal Music Group engaged in irregular and inappropriate business practices. This was to get the single on the radio. It also says that UMG paid off iHeartMedia for airplay. The filing also points to lyrics that call Drake a pedophile and claims that Drake could actually sue for defamation. On Monday, Drake did file that claim that UMG boosted Not Like Us as well on streaming platforms, specifically Spotify. Megan, first, I have to say, I've never heard of a case like this, especially when it involves something like a rap beef being the center of it, and now getting into the legal side where they're saying that Drake is claiming that, again, his own label is colluding against him to falsely boost the sales of the rap of beef opponent Kendrick Lamar's song. What do you think about this?
It's definitely a new frontier legally in the rap beef industry, and it's interesting because it's a step before a lawsuit. Neither of these actions that he's filed are lawsuits, but it definitely indicates he's hoping to go that way, and he's looking to take depositions and get some information that could possibly support his claims. So I think this is definitely new frontier, just in what he's alleging and then how he's wanting to go about it, kind of taking it slow and piecemeal and seeing if he can get some information that would lead to a lawsuit. I think it has a lot of lawyers and legal analysts kind of scratching their heads at this one.
It certainly does, and also has rap fans scratching their heads as well. So when we're talking about Universal Music Group and just the power that they have, of course, having those two, of course, already huge stars, Drake and Kendrick, underneath that label. When you're thinking about what their power is it possible that this collusion is happening behind the scenes? I mean, we've seen other...
Bro, she don't know. She gonna say yes, it's possible. Anything's possible. The hell?
rappers speak out about it. Nicki Minaj in particular has talked about bots or songs being inflated wrongly. Have you seen anything have we actually seen anything in courts that proves this?
UMG has come out with a statement and said it's categorically untrue, and we haven't seen anything otherwise. But I mean, the idea that inflated numbers, fake social media posts, bot accounts, I think that goes on rampantly in the music industry. Yeah. Whether it's unique to this song and whether it targeted Drake, I think would be a question. But the issues that he's raising here, I don't think are wholly unique. It's just how he's applying them to his case.
And when we're talking again about this, what do you think about the legacy here? Is this going to affect Drake's legacy at all?
Did you know?
It might. It kind of depends on how big this if it ever leads to a lawsuit, and how big the news cycle becomes on it, or if we all just forget about this in 2 months. But he still has a career as, a huge award-winning rapper with tons of songs that everybody knows. It seems like he'll be remembered more for that than for any kind of legal issue that was just a blip on the radar. But we'll see how it goes. We're still getting started here.
And certainly interesting to pull in, of course, Kendrick Lamar. This is where this all centers at. He's going to be performing in the Super Bowl this year. Do you think this could be a distraction a little bit for him? Hearing his name tossed around. Again, Drake is not suing Kendrick, but of course, this case does involve him, or I should say, this legal filing does involve him.
I'm not sure if it would be a distraction so much as perhaps an inspiration. I think rappers, I mean, the whole point of these rap beefs is to kind of promote each other and to get attention to their music, and there isn't anything more helpful than this. It's kind of what the old saying goes, there's no such thing as bad publicity. So I don't think he would see this as a distraction, as not just welcome publicity.
Certainly going to be very interesting to see if he plays Not Like Us when he's on stage there at the Super Bowl. I think that just makes this court filing a bit more interesting. All right, again, legal affairs journalist Megan Cuniff here to break down some of the very latest as it pertains to some of these legal cases. We appreciate you for being here with us on Live Now.
Thanks so much.
All right, so we do want to continue.
I don't know if she was the right person to have up there. She was very knowledgeable about the Diddy stuff, and maybe she does divulge into some of the hip hop because they got her up there. And she knew about the Drake, she knew about Kendrick, so she knew about it. Not maybe it affected, maybe not, depending on the time frame, how much we talk about it. So she seemed a little knowledgeable, man. She seemed sleek. Also, like she was not like there. Her eyes was like maybe she did a little. You know what I mean? Maybe she smoked a little. You know what I mean? But anyway, man, good video. My opinions all through there. Put y'all's in the comments below. We out. Like, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell.